I finally did it. I went to Taco Bell and tried their Crunchwrap for the very first time. A Crunchwrap is a mix between a quesadilla and a tostada. The tostada inside is said to have a great crunch and adds a lot of texture. But was it as good as everyone says? Well, we're gonna get to that a little bit later. But it was at this moment that I realized I need to make my own version. Now, what's the first change? Well, theirs is made with ground meat. So that's gonna be the very first change that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a meat substitute. And what I'm gonna replace the ground meat with? Well, how about a tri-tip? I'll be cooking this tri-tip for this Crunchwrap. I'm gonna be dry brining it for tomorrow. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of kosher salt for this 4-pound tri-tip. And I'm gonna be leaving it in the fridge overnight. If you have a favorite steak seasoning that already has salt in it, use that. And there's no need to add additional salt. Dry brining allows the salt to penetrate deep into the meat, which allows for more flavor. And there's also gonna be more moisture retention during the cooking process. If you never salted ahead of time, give it a try. It's a tried and true method for grilling a better steak. If you have the time, go for it. But if you season the day of, no worries, you'll be okay too. Now, just because we salted ahead of time, doesn't mean that's the only flavor we're gonna drop in. Let's take a look. It's the next morning, and here's what the tri-tip looks like. Notice the deep red color? That's a result of a dry brine. The center is perfectly salted, and the surface is air dried. So I'm gonna coat it with a little bit of olive oil. The oil is gonna help our seasoning stick. At this point, I'm gonna drop in some additional seasoning. I love salt, pepper, and garlic on my steak. And since we salted ahead of time, I'm only putting in some pepper and then some garlic powder. And I'm gonna do so on both sides. Be sure to coat evenly. If you're using your own steak rub and you follow my recommendation in salt brine, make sure it's unsalted, otherwise you're gonna oversalt your steak. After we're done seasoning, let's let this sit for a bit. And while it sits, let's get our grill ready for a reverse sear. I'm lighting 3/4 small chimney of charcoal. Once lit, I'm dumping to a half-fill slow and sear insert. I'm gonna add a chunk of cherry wood for some smoky flavor. Let's drop in our grate. Let's cover and let it come up to temperature. My target temperature for this part of the cook is 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Reverse searing a steak is a 2-step process. The first step is smoke at a low temperature. This adds some great flavor. And the second step is to give it a nice sear. This not only will make the exterior look great, but also the sear gives it the great grilled flavor that we all love. Reverse searing is my go-to, especially when grilling thick steaks or large roasts like this tri-tip. I'm gonna monitor the internal temperature of this roast. Let's place this tri-tip in the grill, and once the tri-tip reaches an internal temperature of 110 degrees Fahrenheit, it will be ready for part 2, the searing process. The smoking process is gonna take about an hour to get to 110 degrees. While our tri-tip cooks, let's prep up the rest of our ingredients for a delicious Crunchwrap. Be sure to shred your own cheese. Although you can buy pre-shredded cheese, you will get a better melt when you shred your own. I'm using a mix of cheddar and Monterey. We're also gonna need some shredded lettuce. Now this is just normal iceberg lettuce that I'm gonna slice thin and then wash. The next step are the tomatoes. But I decided to make a quick pico. I'm gonna remove the inside to minimize the amount of liquid. You know, this way our Crunchwrap doesn't get too soggy. Don't throw any of it away. Use the inside of the tomato for a sauce or something. Into a bowl, add our tomato, some chopped onion, some chopped serrano, and some chopped cilantro. Salt to taste, and give it a squeeze of lime. And a good mix. Taking a look outside, our tri-tip has reached an internal temperature of 110 degrees Fahrenheit. We are ready for the second part of this cook. Let's start up by mixing up our charcoal. And let's add more charcoal. We're gonna get this grill super hot. Now once hot, we are ready to sear. The sear is gonna give us some great flavor, and it's gonna look great. Cook to whatever doneness you like. Take out all the guesswork with doneness by getting yourself a good thermometer. Never overcook or undercook your steak again. Keep rotating, flipping, rotating again, and flip some more until you're happy with how it looks. And then cook your tri-tip to your desired doneness. I don't subscribe to the idea that you should only flip once. A large roast like this, it's gonna take a few flips and turns to get it just right. And by right, I mean to cook it to the right temperature and, having it look good. I'm hitting 132 degrees internal temperature, which is a nice medium rare. Carryover heat is gonna take it more to a medium. Keep in mind, you aren't the only one that's tempted to slice right into it, but do yourself a favor and let it rest for about 15 minutes. Resting is really important. It allows the juice to redistribute, making it more tender, juicier, and tastier. Once the tri-tip has rested, I'm going to slice it up. It not only smells great, but it's a nice medium temperature. Looks perfect to me. I'm going to slice half of it and then chop it up. I want the pieces very small, so I'm not biting into huge pieces while we're eating our Crunchwrap. And it's going to make this Crunchwrap really pop with some amazing steak grilled flavor. Once we slice and we chop, we are finally ready for this Crunchwrap build. Now the wrap can be a little tricky, so be sure to follow me here. The wrap begins with a heated flour tortilla. Heating is going to prevent any breakage since it's more pliable. First layer is our freshly shredded cheese. Next is our delicious tri-tip.
Nice helping of tri-tip.
Followed by our tostada that I spread some sour cream on. The tostada is really the key for a nice crunch in the center. The texture is very nice.
Bam.
Next up is our lettuce.
Lettuce for good measure.
And then our pico. These fresh ingredients is going to complement everything really well. At least that's what I'm hoping. Here's how the Crunchwrap process goes. Fold up. Then each fold is done at 45 degrees. There will be a total of 8 folds.
This, go like this, go like that.
A common problem that you can see here is that with most of the flour tortillas we get aren't large enough, and the center is not completely covered. This is why we take a smaller flour tortilla, place it over the tostada, and then do our 8 folds. Once folded, we flip so the seams are facing down and it's going to stay together before we sear. Let's do another one. Same process as before. Cheese, tri-tip, tostada with the sour cream, lettuce, pico. Now the folds look really tricky, but it does get easier. Now this is the first time I've ever done these, and the process went by pretty smoothly. Just take your time. Next, we'll sear the seams so it all sticks together. You can certainly do this in a pan indoors in the kitchen, or I would usually be using a cast iron pan outside, but today I'm using my plancha. This plancha is made by S&S Grills, and if you're interested in it, be sure to check out my link down below in the description, along with all the equipment I used today. I'm adding a mix of avocado oil and some butter here, and then I'm placing both seam down. This plancha is pretty hot, so it's not going to take very long to seal. Lastly, flip and toast the other side as well. And there we have it. 2 beautiful Crunchwraps. These are huge. To make eating more easy, and so I can take a quick picture for the thumbnail, let's cut it in half. These look great. They smell amazing. The crunchy tostada, delicious smoked and then seared tri-tip, along with the cheese and the pico. It's really going to be a treat once I give it a taste. But how will it compare to the Tacobell version? It was good. I really dig the crunch, but it was missing something. I needed more flavor that only the grill could bring.
Not bad.
And what about my version? How does it compare? Let's give this a shot. Okay, the tri-tip definitely took that Crunchwrap up to the next level. That combination of that savory notes of that tri-tip with the fresh ingredients like the lettuce and the pico really complements it really well. This works out perfectly. Now I already have ideas on how to make this even better. What about a California burrito style Crunchwrap? Wait, you don't know what a California burrito is? Check out this video next and I'm going to show you why it's so amazing.